Abilene Christian head coach Keith Patterson calls this season Year 1 2.0. After back-to-back UAC championships, the Wildcats are once again replacing key pieces. But if history is any indication, don't expect ACU to slow down anytime soon. Welcome back to the UAC football kickoff. I'm Kendra Sheehan, and we have head coach Keith Patterson here in his 5th season. We'll have Cortland Rusaw representing the defense and Luke Roten representing the offense. And, of course, Byron Anderson, I can't forget you. But Coach, I'll start with you because I look at last season and there were a lot of question marks around your team last year. You had a new quarterback, there were a bunch of new pieces, and I don't think the expectations were, hey, let's win a conference championship, but you guys did that. And this year, very similar. A lot of new pieces. You bring back some key guys, but new quarterback. Why is this year another year that fans can confidently expect Abilene Christian will sit at the top?
Well, I really think when you look at what we've done over 4 years there, I mean, we've competed for the conference championship 3 out of 4 years, and I think that's a tribute to the players that we're bringing in. Got a great coaching staff, so they're constantly, doing a great job of evaluating talent, and not just players that can play on the field, but young men that can fit into our system and do things the way that we ask them to do them.
Coach, you look at, you returned 45 players. You got a whole ton of players on that UAC preseason offensive and defensive team. Can you talk a little bit about how you've built this program over the years and what's the next step for ACU?
Well, we set 3 goals every year. We want to go undefeated at home. We want to win the conference championship and then eventually be able to get in and compete for a national championship. So those 3 goals, 2 of those are now expectations. Like I said, we've played for it 3 times and been fortunate enough to come out on top twice out of those 3 years. And then, so that's an expectation now. We've shown that we can do that. I think the next step is to be able to get into the playoffs and then try to make a run toward a national championship. And we're not afraid to talk about it. I mean, it's just who we are, and that's what we've set our eyes on.
And Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first year in your 5 years that you've had an offensive coordinator in back-to-back seasons. You get Graham Harrell to stick around for another year. What does that do for a program, especially when you're bringing in a new quarterback, to have that continuity?
Yeah, he's being a defensive coach, he's really the first offensive guy, I guess, that likes me. He stayed for 2 years and, I really like what he's done with our offense. It plays a little bit more physical style. We're big up front offensively. Got a really, really strong tight end room this year. Got great depth at running back. We probably have 7 running backs that you can put in a game and no drop-off. So excited about that. And I think you'll see a tremendous improvement offensively from a year ago.
Cortland, when we visited a little bit last night at the Rangers game, one of the things you talked about was a couple years ago when you were at North Texas, you sat out a season and you coached some, and how much it helped you in your perspective when you got back on the field. Can you talk about that a little bit and how that's helped you in your time at ACU?
Yeah, for sure. I learned a lot about formation adjustments, formation tendencies, and just being able to pick up on just very little things that might be minute to the casual fan, but as I got to sit back and dial back everything, watch film, be in the press box and stuff like that, it really helped me over time. And I also got better just learning different tactics on how to lead men, and I feel like that helped me as well.
Luke, for you, what an awesome situation here. You're the starting right tackle. You line up right next to your twin brother, Landon, at right guard. And so you got the nod for Media Day. So what went into picking you, and how does your brother feel about that is really what we want to know.
I flipped a coin.
Did you really?
No.
Well, I think that Landon had a little bit of relief because he's a character, that's for sure. But no, there was no bad blood right there. We love each other, but we also hold each other accountable on the field no matter what. So,
well,
you guys started really with baseball, a pitcher and a catcher, and now you transitioned to the O-line. How have you guys grown as brothers and as people through sports, whether it's baseball and now football?
Having him by my side, we bounce off each other, but having him by my side where things were rough, like at Washington State and I got to my first pass set in college, so having him by my side, keeping me up, and I keep him up, it's been nothing short but amazing. So,
Coach, one of the things I heard you talk about in the offseason, I'm going to bring up in my second question, but you mentioned it on one of your podcasts. You said, nobody ever first asked me about linebackers. So I'm going to ask you about your linebackers, because you with Schaefer and the other guys that you had there, those are some outstanding players last year, and you've got some big holes to fill there. Can you talk a little bit about filling in where you had some guys that really led that defense?
That's exactly right. I mean, Will Schaefer, obviously, what's really interesting, the young man that Will Schaefer replaced is back, and he was the leading tackler on our football team 3 years ago. So Darius Moore, we look for great leadership from him. He's a big 245-pound linebacker, moves extremely well, very athletic. Gabe Brown from Oklahoma State, he's another older linebacker that we're leaning on for leadership with that group. We're very talented at just not as much experience as what we've had the last couple of years, but we really like where we are from an athletic standpoint. And, I think it's going to be a position that is going to be a strong point for our defense.
All right, one more thing. Now I'll get to the other question is quarterback. Last 2 years you had two different guys. 2 years ago it was Maverick. Last year it was Stone. You talk about what you're going to do, because that's the one everybody really usually asks you about, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, it takes a quarterback to win, obviously, and we have 5 of them that I feel really good about. Marcos Davila from Nebraska, big, strong arm, has all the tools. Tucker Parks from Western Kentucky, John David Black from East Carolina. All these guys are Texas kids who went off and came home. Then Cannon Gibson, who threw for, I think, 3,000 yards or something like that at UTPB last year. From another Texas kid that we have on our roster. And then Joe Castles out of Memorial High School in Wichita Falls, and 6'7", tremendous arm talent. It's going to be a very interesting month of August for the quarterback room.
And Luke, for you, I mean, this is a different year than last year where the O-line was learning on the fly. This year you return 4 of the 5 guys. How much does that help when you're blocking for a new QB?
Well, it's expected of us that we have to be the best no matter what. We will not be denied up front, that's for sure. We bring, Coulter, Landon. We got we got a ton of depth now as well, which is a big part. But we got Coulter leading us, and, there's no one else that would rather lead us than him. And, we just have a ton of good depth.
And Cortland, Coach talks a lot about finding guys that are determined to play, that never really had an opportunity, and they were just waiting for their moment. When you hear that, does that remind you of your story at all, and why Abilene Christian was the perfect fit for you?
For sure. The main thing he preached to us was all about opportunity, and that's all we should all care about as players, just opportunity to get on the field and just play and seek for that opportunity. You got a lot of guys where they're coming from everywhere in the country, and they just didn't have the opportunity to play. But here he is giving you the opportunity to at least showcase your skills and your skill set, and I really do appreciate that. It's the main reason why I'm here.
Coach, we're going to get to the schedule here in just a second. I'm probably jumping out of turn a little bit, but there was one of those notes on that screen a minute ago. 2 of the first 3 games you'll play will be against the teams you played in the playoffs last season, Lamar and FSA. I can see Cortland here shaking his head going, yeah, it's up there on the screen right now. But can you talk about, that's a tough start to the season doing something like that, not just because they're good teams, but because we just got done playing them.
Yeah, we got great respect for all of our opponents, but I just believe in playing a tough schedule. I think it exposes your weaknesses. I think earlier, identify what you need to improve earlier in the year so that you can get better. If you look at it, almost every single season I've been at Abilene Christian, we have played our best football in the month of November. And I think this year will be no different. We play tough people. Basically this year, it's all the way through. You have Idaho, Mercer, Lamar, Stephen F. Austin, Texas Tech. I teach these guys all the time. We respect everyone, but we fear no one.
Cortland, for you, this is a program that has had so much success. You guys have been in the FCS playoffs, but you want more. And so how do you instill that in the new guys to keep building? What does Abilene Christian football look like this season?
just like what KP said earlier, like what we done in the past is now an expectation, and we kind of have to put that behind us. Like we still have that underdog mentality, and we just worry about the process, the day-to-day process, the week-to-week process, and then the outcome will come at the end of the day. Whatever happens, happens.
Coach, you played Texas Tech again a couple of years ago. I remember sitting after one of the games I'd watch and watching you guys almost pull it off against Texas Tech. That's your old stomping ground as well. It's a little bit different out there than it was 2 years ago, obviously. But can you talk about going out west?
Yeah, it's a great experience for our players. I mean, tremendous environment, as you know. We got hit by a truck on that was what I remember of that game. It made me forget the 2-point play in a hurry. As soon as the game, we get right in the middle of the intersection and get hit by a truck, and which was very interesting. But no, our players are excited. I just love to be able to go and play in those types of venues. I think these guys deserve it. The work that they put in 12 months of the year. To be able to go and showcase their ability against the best. And obviously Texas Tech it's a different animal than what it was a year ago, or a couple of years ago, excuse me. But no, I just think we just see it as a great opportunity for our program.
That Texas Tech game slated to be on FS1, a nationally televised game. The Wildcats will open up the year at Lamar on August 29th in the UAC opener, hosting